The next principle of loving like Christ is reach out. Many times, we retreat from people. You need to practice this habit of reaching out, not withdraw, not retreat. What do I mean? Jesus tells us, treat others the same way you want them to treat you. That is Jesus. Notice, treat others the same way you want them to treat you. This is different from philosophers like Confucius. What you do not want done to you, do not do to others. It seems almost the same, but it is different. What do I mean? Jesus said, do to others as you want them to do to you. What is the big difference? The others, it's all about passivity and being negative. Don't steal from me because I don't steal from you. Do not do to others as you don't want them to do to you. But Jesus is different. Jesus is saying, do to others as you want them to do to you. Let me give you an example. If you see somebody driving a car and then there's a flat tire, what will you do? It's only in the teaching of Jesus that will compel you to stop and help that driver with a flat tire. You know why? Because Jesus said, do to others as you want them to do to you. It's proactive. It is reaching out. When you see somebody hungry, what do? Well, according to Jesus, do to them as you want them to do to you. If you're hungry, what do you want people to do to you? You want them to feed you. And that's why the command, the teaching of Jesus is really to reach out to others, not passivity. Jesus tells us, if you only love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. Notice, if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. If you lend to those whom you expect to receive, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners in order to receive back the same amount. In other words, God has given us a different standard. I've heard of many sincere Christians who are not discipled properly. You know what they tell me? I've forgiven the person, but I will not want to meet that person again. What are they doing? They are not reaching out because they don't understand what is true love. I remember a leader. There were some disagreements, some misunderstandings. I reached out and I was shocked. The person doesn't want to talk to me. So what do we mean by reach out? I did my best. I would text. On his birthday, I will send greetings. On Christmas, I will send gifts. But you know what? I can only do so much. No response. But you see, love is reaching out. Are you reaching out? As somebody once said, civility and tolerance are low standards. Jesus did not say, tolerate your enemies. Jesus did not say, tolerate difficult people. Jesus tells us, love them. Go out of your way. Love them. You answer hatred with love. To love like Christ, you must practice. Inspect yourself. What do we mean by inspect yourself? Many times, we want to inspect others. The Bible tells us, why do you look at the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, and look, the log is in your own eye? Jesus is an amazing teacher. He can illustrates something that is very powerful. You know what he's saying? He says many times we are very gracious to ourselves. We give allowance to ourselves. We judge ourselves based on our intention. But we judge others critically based on their actions. We give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. You know what people will say? Well, that was my intention. I did not mean to do that. But when others make the same mistake, you criticize them, you judge them. Let me ask you, how are you doing? How do you assess yourself? Will you answer this question? What is it like to live with me? Think about it. What is it like to live with you? Are you moody? Are you self-centered? Are you entitled? Are you always grumbling? Are you always finding fault? Do you have a short fuse? Do you get angry where people have to tiptoe around you? Are you difficult to live with? The truth is, we are all difficult people at times, especially when we are not controlled by the Holy Spirit. That is why it is important to examine yourself and to always be controlled by the Holy Spirit.